What if we told you that the wedding between Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, the one that had fans sobbing, celebrating, and speculating for weeks, may not have been real at all? Stick around, because the truth behind the fairy tale might shock you. And before we dive into the twists and turns, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping updates and stories from the world of your favorite stars. It started like a dream. Lee Min-ho, South Korea's beloved heartthrob, and Kim Go-eun, the soft-spoken actress with immeasurable charm, were rumored to have tied the knot in a private yet emotional ceremony that captivated millions. Photos flooded social media, fan theories soared, and the hashtags #MinHoWedding and #Lee Min-ho Kim Go-eun trended worldwide for days. Fans were certain their on-screen chemistry had blossomed into something truly magical behind closed doors. But as quickly as the romance reached its peak, whispers of doubt began to creep in. Industry insiders started leaking information that didn't quite add up. A stylist who allegedly worked with Lee Min-ho dropped a cryptic comment online saying, "Not everything is what it seems, especially in this business." What was that supposed to mean? Was it a veiled reference to the wedding spectacle? And then there was the absence of key industry figures at the ceremony. None of their closest co-stars or longtime directors were present. No dispatch photos. No candid shots from friends. Just perfectly curated images released to the press. That's when the word stunt started making rounds. PR stunt. Media manipulation. A coordinated move to elevate their relevance, just as their respective projects were about to drop. Kim Go-eun was preparing for the release of a highly anticipated film, while Lee Min-ho was making a comeback with a major drama. The timing, to some, felt too perfect, too controlled. And in the K-entertainment world, where image is everything and timing can make or break careers, suspicions like this aren't easily dismissed. Remember when other celebrity couples have used romance rumors to draw attention to projects? It wouldn't be the first time. And Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun's past also adds fuel to the speculation. They first stirred buzz during their iconic collaboration in The King, Eternal Monarch. Fans swore the sparks on screen were too real to be just acting. Even behind-the-scenes clips showed moments of subtle affection, lingering glances, and playful teasing. Yet both stars consistently denied any romantic involvement off-screen. Then, out of nowhere, years later, they're married? No engagement announcement, no public dating confirmation, not even a whisper of the two being seen together in recent months. Suddenly a wedding? It's enough to raise eyebrows. And then came the most telling clue, the silence. The eerie, calculated silence from both stars and their agencies. No follow-up statements. No thank you messages. No press conference. For an event that supposedly brought together two of Korea's biggest stars, the aftermath was suspiciously sterile. Just a few grainy photos released to media outlets, and no verifiable guest list. Even hardcore fans started questioning it. A YouTube channel known for spilling the truth behind celebrity facades released a video alleging that the wedding was staged on a rented set designed to mimic a real chapel. They even suggested that the guests in the background were hired extras, models and influencers known for appearing in advertisements. Could it be true? Could one of the most talked about unions in K-drama history be nothing more than a smokescreen? Sources from the PR industry gave even more compelling reasons to believe the stunt theory. One anonymous expert claimed that several entertainment companies were planning publicity events disguised as real-life developments in 2025 due to declining interest in traditional media. With streaming platforms and idol culture dominating headlines, actors needed something bigger, more sensational, to recapture the public's imagination. A secret wedding between two adored stars? That's pure gold. But let's talk motives. Why would Lee Min-ho agree to such a thing? He's already internationally loved. He doesn't need gimmicks, or does he? Some argue his last few projects, while successful, didn't quite recapture the global storm that Boys Over Flowers or The Heirs brought. A strategic emotional boost from fans could certainly reignite his brand and expand his marketability abroad. Kim Go-eun, known for her selective roles and lower media presence, might have had her own reasons too. Her upcoming film needed buzz. And while her talent is never questioned, her quiet demeanor sometimes keeps her out of the headlines. A sudden jump into the spotlight as Lee Min-ho's bride, that would catapult her into an entirely new level of fame, both at home and internationally. Adding to the confusion, reporters tried to get a statement from close friends of the couple, but responses were vague at best. One actor, who had co-starred with both in separate dramas, responded to a question about the wedding by saying, "If it makes fans happy, that's what matters, right?" Not a yes, not a no, just a careful sidestep. But fans are not so easily fooled. Social media detectives went into overdrive. They compared shadows in the alleged wedding photos, analyzed reflections, and even pointed out that certain details in the images didn't match real-world locations. A few noted that the flower arrangements looked strikingly similar to those used in a high-end magazine shoot just a month before. Were the pictures from a photo session repurposed to look like a wedding? Others believed it might have started as a real relationship that ended long ago. But the agencies decided to keep the illusion alive for mutual benefit. "It's not that they didn't love each other," one netizen posted. "It's just that love and business don't always mix well. This feels like business." Still, there's a portion of the fandom that refuses to believe any of it was fake. They argue that even if the details are murky, the emotions seem too raw, too genuine to be manufactured. One viral clip, allegedly from after the ceremony, showed Lee Min-ho looking at Kim Go-eun with tears in his eyes. If that was acting, then he deserved an Oscar. But others weren't so convinced. Emotional performances are, after all, what made them stars in the first place. And what about the families? No statements from either side. No proud parents. No in-laws photographed or quoted. Isn't that unusual for a Korean celebrity wedding, especially one so impactful? When Hyun Bin and Sun Ye-jin tied the knot, it was a media circus, yet completely authentic. Their agencies confirmed every step, and guests posted heartfelt messages. Compare that to the vacuum surrounding Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, and the contrast is too stark to ignore. Adding more smoke to the fire, another actress, who had previously been linked to Lee Min-ho, posted a mysterious story on Instagram around the same time, with just one word: performance. Fans were quick to tie it back to the wedding, speculating it was her subtle way of calling out the entire ordeal. The post was deleted within hours, but the screenshot had already made its rounds. So where does the truth lie? Maybe somewhere in the middle. Maybe Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun shared a connection once, even love. Maybe their agencies saw the potential in turning that into a bigger narrative. Maybe it was a private moment that was twisted into a publicity opportunity. Or maybe, just maybe, the entire wedding was a complete fabrication designed to create a global frenzy. Regardless of what the truth may be, one thing is for sure: this so-called wedding achieved its goal. The internet broke. Fans rejoiced and cried. Articles were written, videos were made, and both stars were suddenly at the center of a global conversation again. Whether it was love or strategy, it worked. And in the end, isn't that what appeals?